What if I told you that after trading and losing money for 2 years consistently, I've now been able to make close to $1 million trading crypto meme coins using these two simple strategies? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down these two strategies step by step so you know how to use them for yourself and really grow your portfolio. But if you do click off early, you're going to miss what filters I use, how I scan launchpads, and why most meme coin traders end up getting rugged. Let's dive straight in. The biggest mistake beginner traders make is jumping into every single chart and aping coins with no strategy, and 99% of traders with no real direction and buying bullshit end up getting rugged and never see any real profits. On this new pairs section, there's coins launching all day, every day, multiple tokens a second, and the truth is 99% of them end up going to zero, dying, rugging, and never even getting past 10 to 20k market cap. This is why you need to know what to look for and how to filter what you're looking for, or you'll keep chucking money in the bin. It wasn't until I started implementing this first strategy is when I started to find winners before they blow up. First of all, I've been preaching this idea from the start of my YouTube channel. Please, if you're a beginner, if you're intermediate, if you're even advanced, trade Europe session. Europe session is from 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is going to be your designated trading session. I've said it before and I've said it again. There's less PvP, slower market, so it's easier to beat in the run-ins, less KOLs on chain, and the skill gap between you and everyone else trading is lower, especially if you're a beginner. So this first strategy is what I call the attention filter strategy, and it coincides around new pairs. So in Europe session, you're going to go over to your filters, and on new pairs, you're going to have no filters. So you can see everything that is coming out. This only works because there's not 25 tokens getting launched per second like if you trade American session or NA. In Europe, there's still a couple, but it's enough to manage to where you can see everything. You are looking for unique, attention-grabbing narratives. At the end of the day, this game is a game of clickbait. You want to see what is going to get people to first of all click and what is going to get someone to buy. So it has to be interesting, has to be unique, it has to pop. Now let's say you see something that is of interest to you, but you don't want to click into every single token that you think is interesting. You're going to waste time and you're going to miss runners. So what do? If you see something that you think is interesting, you want to wait a couple seconds to see if it gets volume or increases in market cap. So you want to see the volume go up to a couple K like this is doing. See, if I thought this was good, the volume is starting to move and you can click on the coin, okay? And this is already starting to move up, just like that. Very simple. This way you save time by not having to click on every single coin. All you're doing is identifying something that's unique, pops, and has a wow factor, and then you're waiting for it to gain a little bit of traction, a little bit of volume, a little bit of a gain in market cap. Then you have two options. You can either quick buy straight off the bat with this button here, or you can go in the chart, wait for a dev sell or a little bit of a dip, and that's your entry. In the new pair strategy, you're aiming to be as early as possible. The reason for this is it limits your downside with exponentially increasing your upside and your potential profits. Okay, and lastly, you want to avoid recycled, reused, old, boring narratives. There's teams out there, developers, that will try and run the same sort of narratives and tokens again and again and again, and everyone's bored of this shit. No one wants to buy the same dog, the same story, the same lore coin over and over again. They're going to try and boost fake volume to these charts with bundles, and they're going to take your money. Avoid at all costs. Now here's exactly what that looks like in a real life example of me personally trading using the attention filter strategy. So we can see here, I'm just scanning new pairs. I see this token Gary. I quickly scan the tweet, has Elon, has company, has animal. I click on it, it starts getting some volume. So what do? Top boss? No, I don't. I wait. And see, it's already starting to move a little bit, but nothing crazy because EU is low volume. I do a little bit of research to see if it's real. They're saying that this is Elon's pet snail called Gary. I think, okay, cool, that's actually pretty good. Get sold on, but alright, it's fine. I trust the narrative. Having a look, yep, the name is Gary, definitely a snail. And I do remember the boring company being Elon's Humpy, so I'm cool. And it's simple as that. I think I end up making, here I'm up 13, so, and it goes even higher. As you can see, from 10k entry, and it's at 150k now. It wasn't super difficult, it wasn't super hard. There was plenty of time to enter. Clicked on it. Once I saw a little bit of volume, liked the narrative, it was fresh, it was new. Elon, pet, what more could you ask for? And right now I'm up 25 sol. which is like 4 or 5 grand. And how much do I end up making in total? Cool, I closed out with about 21 SOL in profit. So from 10K all the way to 220K. And let's be honest, anyone can find a good meme coin, but you still need to time your entry or you end up getting rug pulled or losing money. That's why I have this next strategy in place. This next strategy is centered around final stretch coins, and I call it the break of the low entry strat. Buying tops is how most traders get wrecked, but buying too early without any confirmation is just gambling. So what do? Well, this is why I have this strategy to buy about to graduate coins right before they blow up. So again, you need to do this in Europe strategy. You're gonna go filter your final stretch section like this. You're gonna put bonding curve to 5%, put age token limit anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. Then you're gonna go over to your metrics. You're gonna put minimum market cap at about $10,000 and global fees paid at 0.3 or 0.5. It's really up to you. What's this gonna do is allow you to see coins that are getting volume, building communities, having interesting narratives within 8 to 15 minutes and are not bundle rugs. That global fees paid metric is very, very important because it's going to filter out about 99% of fake botted volume. Now, once you've used all these filters to get rid of the bullshit on your screen, you're going to be left with a couple of coins to choose from. Now, you still need to make decisions on what sort of coins are good and about to explode. There's 3 main things. The first is having good wallets in the coin. If you don't track wallets in today's market, you're blind. And if you don't track good wallets in today's market, you're half blind. But Seb, I don't know any good wallets to track. That's fine. You're going to learn how to find them, but I'll do the work for you. I've got a free wallet list in my Discord. First link in the description, completely free. Go there. It's the one that I use when I trade myself, so you know the wallets are good. The second thing is a new, fresh narrative. Similar to new pairs, people don't want to buy the same recycled, boring bullshit time and time again. The same people sit here, trade all day, and they want something new, they want something fresh, they want something exciting. And the last thing is a strong community. This means members are actively posting in the XCOM, a strong CTO lead, a proven and battle-tested dev. Any of these things can lead to the overall appearance of a strong community. You can go ahead and look at how many migrations the dev has. This guy is 0. This guy's got 8. You can kind of allude to the developers that have had migration coins in the past. They might be the ones that are actually leading the community, driving the coin, paying decks, doing all these things, which is super important to get that coin from final stretch to migrated. Okay, so you filtered out the bullshit, found a coin that matches the criteria we just spoke about. Now it's time to enter. You want to click on the chart and you want to identify what I like to call a key low. So for example, on this chart, it could either be this low here or this low here. For me, I would probably choose this low here. This is what I'm going to call a key low area. When price retraces to this point, which only really happens because Europe session is slower, in NA, there's no retraces. You guys know, if anything good comes out, it insta migrates, cups his blast and Thames all into that bitch, and GG's. You can't compete. Now in Europe, there's going to be divots in volume. Breaking the low, what does that do for you? First of all, it gives you an entry on a dip. Instead of buying up here where you're going to get wrecked, now you're buying on a lower entry and making more profits if that trade does work out. The second thing is it creates the illusion of what's called a double bottom. Let's say, for example, price were to come down here and then bounce. If we zoom out a little bit, now this looks like one low, low again, and now we're ready psychologically to make new highs. That's all this game is. And if you're afraid to buy the low, maybe you're a new trader, that's cool. Don't buy it when it breaks. You want to wait for a little bit of confirmation by a retrace of that low and some volume coming into the chart. So you wouldn't buy that break, you would buy this volume coming in now. It's just worked out real time as we're talking. And I'm going to show you a live trading example right now. But before I do that, when I'm taking these trades, I'm usually in a group chat, text messaging, in a call with other traders taking these same sorts of trades every single day. And if you are serious about leveling up your trading game and being surrounded by a bunch of killers who are making money in the markets every day, seriously consider clicking the link in the description and joining the Discord so you can be around us when we are taking trades exactly like this. So here's what the trading strategy looks like in real time. Here's how I use the break of the low strategy. So I saw this coin on my final stretch. I like the narrative, the anti-meme coin. Seems cool, I haven't seen it before. So I'm waiting here, I want to enter. You can see me hover over the buy button. But I wait for it to make a low, see this low right here, and I'm waiting for it to be broken. And that's my entry, boom. That's when I buy. That's my exact entry. And let's see how that works. So it's consolidating. Thank goodness I didn't top blast on this, because it's still, I mean, it moved just sideways for a lot. So if I top blast, I could have instantly got sold on and it could have been GG's. But waited for that little break for the low and it's starting to cook. I even go and bull post in the community. And yeah, I think this does pretty well. You can see him up like 20, 25 sol, 25, 16, misread. Let's see how much I end up making on this trade. Cool, so I closed it out at about 12 sol profit. So you can see I round tripped a lot, but that's fine. The point remains the same. I identified a good narrative with a good community, something fresh, and I waited for a break of the low, and there you go. Quick $2,000, $1,000, whatever it may be. Now, even if you apply both of these strategies daily, you still will not see crazy profits like myself here until you understand some core things. When I was a beginner and I was unprofitable, just like many of you, I was bouncing around different strategies. I was trying to trade all day, sit on the charts for 20 hours because I didn't want to miss a play. I was getting emotional, taking my anger out on the market, FOMOing, top blasting, getting pissed off at other people for giving me bad directions or bad signals, and I didn't really understand what meme coin trading meant. But the second that I locked in with these two strategies and applied strict rules is the second it all changed for me. I started to only trade Europe session because that's when my strategies worked the best in the market. Instead of going and gambling on NA because I wanted to make some money that day, I have my trading session from 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. When I'm done, I'm done and I don't worry about the market. If I miss a play, I miss a play. That's just life. I also only touch coins if it fits the two strategies I spoke about. I don't go off and try and play on the migrated section like I'm a big whale. I don't go here on New Peasant, buy any single thing that's interesting and, buy 100 tokens per minute and buy 100 tokens in the hour. No, I stick to these two strategies strictly. I also journal after every single day. Yes, every single day. Still, I write out what I did right, what I did wrong, how I felt when I was doing those right or wrong things, and what I need to improve on for the next day. And overall, I started treating trading as a business and a job, not a fucking jackpot. It's not about knowing every single strategy. It's finding a couple that work for you, mastering them, and showing up every day with discipline. And that's really the difference between the losing unprofitable trader and the people making 10, 20, 30k a day on the market. Now you got the two exact strategies that I just used today when I was trading to make almost 11k. But if you want to level up faster and trade alongside people who really get it, consider clicking the link in the description and joining the Discord. You're going to get access to the wallets that I track and also just be surrounded by hundreds of serious EU traders cooking up daily and making profits. That's all we really want to do in this game, make some fucking money. Remember boys, as always, everything will come into fruition.